Alright, so while I'm on the flight path here, I'm going to check out a video, and this is a video by somebody that I have not seen any videos from in the past though. So if we go over here for a quick second to the regular React screen, this is a video. Will it be saved? Talking about Classic WoW and Classic Plus. It's made by somebody called Bajan, hopefully I said that somewhat correctly. Classic WoW is dying, but Classic Plus can save it. Let's check it out.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're diving deep into the state of Classic WoW, the lawsuit drama, the drop in players, and most importantly, why I believe Classic Plus is the only real way forward. There's a lot to unpack, so let's jump straight into it.
It really has to be though, like Classic Plus has to be the next step. The only worry I have is that, like you guys have been saying in chat, that we are going to go through Classic WoW Anniversary, TBC Anniversary, and the Wrath Anniversary before getting Classic Plus. And that's a legitimate worry that I have, by the way. Not saying I'm not going to enjoy TBC and Wrath, but I would really love to have Classic Plus a little bit sooner than 2.5 years from now.
So, let's start with obvious. The thing everybody has been buzzing about, it's Blizzard coming down hard on a private server called Turtle WoW. Probably the most popular private server with a Classic Plus spin got hit with a lawsuit and people were shocked. Some defended the server, some defended Blizzard, and the whole community felt split. But here's the thing, private servers have always been illegal. They run the Blizzard IP without permission. Whether or not you think Blizzard is capable of delivering Classic Plus doesn't change the reality. Blizzard owns the game and they are legally required to defend it. And if they don't, they risk losing.
They are indeed, but why are they only suing Turtle, and what happened to Ascension? And the Ascension, Warmane, you name it. It's a little bit sus. They're only going after one. They tried to go after Epoch as well, but Epoch basically just sold to Ascension and then left, but Epoch is still around. And Ascension also has Bronzebeard coming out, which is like Warcraft Reborn.
Losing control of their IP. That is why this lawsuit happened, and honestly, it wouldn't surprise anyone. But here is the real question. Why were there so many players on a private server in the first place?
There we
Why
go, yeah.
would thousands of people willingly log into an unofficial version of the game?
It's like I've been saying, the only way for Blizzard to really combat private servers is, and Blizzard will hate me for saying this by the way, make a good game. That's it. Because when your game is subpar and inferior, people go to other places. In this case, why would you pay to play on Blizzard's anniversary servers or Classic WoW servers when a better alternative is out there that is free? Why would you pay for a downgrade? I'm just asking. They should make a better game, because the private server war, like if they go after private servers and that's like their way of handling this, they can take down every single private server in the world and they will simply arrive again. I can promise you. You can take one down, it will spawn again. It's like a Hydra. You cut off one head, 2 more spawns. They will never win that battle. Absolutely never. The only way to win is to make a good game. And Blizzard is so afraid of that sentence, by the way.
Risking wipes, shutdowns, or account loss instead of sticking with the Blizzard's official servers? The answer is simple. Blizzard hasn't given us what we actually want, and that is the truth.
Yeah.
Players aren't leaving Classic WoW because they hate Classic, they are leaving because Blizzard hasn't delivered the version of Classic we want. What people want is Classic Plus. They want the World of Warcraft equivalent to old school RuneScape, a game that exists alongside of retail but never loses its vanilla soul. A version that lives for forever, constantly getting updates but never moving into Outland or Northrend or raising the level cap. A version that keeps Azeroth as its core but actually develops it further. That is the dream, and that is why people flocked to private servers. So, let's take a look at what Blizzard actually delivers so far. We've got Classic Anniversary, which is moving towards the Burning Crusade. We've got Classic Hardcore, a fun idea but still just a niche mode for a small part of the community. We've got classic era servers, and sure, they're great if you want to freeze time and never move forward, but that's not for everyone. Then
Yeah,
we've got Mist of Pandaria Classic, which only just launched, and already the numbers look rough compared to Cataclysm.
yeah,
Of course, there is retail, but at this point, that's its own beast entirely. A
yeah.
complete different game, you know? And then we had Season of Discovery, which looked amazing on paper, had a burst of hype at launch, and now it's basically dead. That's a lot of different versions of WoW to choose from. But here's a problem. None of them are the versions players have been asking for. Blizzard keeps trying to serve us reruns, gimmicks, or expansions most people weren't even asking for, while completely ignoring the one thing the community has been asking for years, which is Classic Plus. So let's break down what Classic Plus actually means, because a lot of people get it twisted. Classic Plus doesn't mean raising the level cap, it doesn't mean giving us flying mounts, it doesn't mean shipping us off to brand new continents or outer space. Classic Plus means staying grounded in Azeroth, in the world we all fell in love with back in vanilla, and expanding it in a way that feels natural. It's about finishing what vanilla started. Places
No, but are people actually getting that in a wrong way? Like, nobody's asking for flying in Classic Plus, are they? Nobody's asking for an increased level cap in Classic Plus, are they? Surely not. Like, even I haven't really seen that much of that, though. What Classic Plus is Classic with a plus. It's Classic WoW with more content, and maybe with some class adjustments, giving Paladins a taunt, just keeping Classic WoW, but more. I feel like Classic Plus, like even just thinking about it, it makes a lot of sense. Just, you don't have to speculate that much what it is. It's Classic Plus, which basically means more. If you plus something, you're adding something. It's Classic and adding something.
like Gilneas, which has been on the map forever but locked away. Places such as the Emerald Dream, the teased in lore for decades but never properly.
Dude, I would love to see an island, by the way, based on Emerald Dream. This is literally already a hidden area in the game, or it was in the actual WoW data files from back in the day. Emerald Dream would be lovely, by the way. And no, not talking about Mount Hydril here, talking about Emerald Dream. Give me something like that small picture there. And an island looking like that.
Brought to life. Mount Hydril, which technically exists in the files, but were never a fully stone. Caras and Crypts, one of the most infamous unfinished dungeons in the game. These aren't radical additions, they are logical next steps that would make Azeroth feel bigger, fresher, and alive again. And then we've got gameplay side. Classic Plus should be about polishing classes, smoothing out talents, and make more specs fun and viable. That doesn't mean every spec suddenly gets 20 extra buttons or becomes the top tier DPS, it just means you shouldn't feel punished for wanting to play something different. Nobody's asking for a complete rework, just tweaks that makes the game feel more fun while keeping its identity intact. That is what people want, that's what Classic Plus could deliver.
Yep.
Now, let's contrast that with what Blizzard has actually been doing. Hardcore servers were fun, but let's be real, they're only for a small portion
the
of
Gusu
the player
moment.
base, and the
Yeah,
hype
dude.
dropped down fast. Season of Discovery had one of the strongest launches we've seen in years, but it fizzled out almost overnight. The servers are practically a ghost town now, and then there's Mob Classic, which, despite being hyped up as one of the fan favorite expansion, is already peaking at lower numbers than at Classic Cataclysm. Think about that for a second. Cataclysm, the expansion that everyone supposedly hates, managed to outdo Mist of Pandaria in player engagement. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Anniversary servers are still around, sure, but they have been damaged by questionable design decisions like letting basically everyone grind their way to rank 14 in Alterac Valley but just no lifing for weeks. That's completely devalued something that was supposed to be prestigious, and it hurt the health of the game. And when you add all of this together, you see a bigger picture. Blizzard keeps putting resources into things the majority of the community didn't even ask for, while ignoring the one thing that would unite the player base again, which in my opinion would be Classic Plus. And here's what all of this really shows us. The demand for Classic isn't dead. The love for Vanilla WoW is absolutely still alive. What's dying is the community's faith in Blizzard's vision. Players aren't quitting because they are done with Classic, they're quitting because they are tired of reruns, they are tired of seasonal resets, and
Yeah.
most of all, they're tired of complete silence.
Oh, the last part, yes. So much, by the way, especially now recently. So much. I'm so tired of just Blizzard shitting on us and never telling us anything. And just, oh, let us cook, bro. Yeah, like, the last time we let you cook, you made Nightmare Incursions and killed Season of Discovery. Like, Phase 3, the raid numbers, absolutely took a deep dive, by the way. They went from whoop to whoop, like, all the way down to the floor. Dug a hole in the floor, went to the basement, and kept digging even further. Like, they demolished that shit. Why the fuck would we let you cook? The last time we let you cook, you burnt the kitchen, burned it down the house. The fuck? Not gonna let you cook anymore, ever. But also, I was gonna say, what was he talking about? People are tired of more than just a communication, right?
They're quitting because they're tired of reruns.
We're tired of reruns and tired of seasons. People want something they can invest their time into and feel like their time is actually valuable and that their time investment is worth something. When you played Classic WoW when it came out in 2019, you felt like your time was valued. Having a level 60 was massive. It was a huge time investment, and also, we had no idea about TBC and Wrath back then, and at least not Cataclysm or Mist of Pandaria. People thought that they would level up this character and this character would be strong for a long time. And then the boost came in TBC Classic. It devalued a lot of your own time investments. But also, like, I just want to have something permanent. Is that too much to ask? After Season of Mastery and Season of Discovery now, I'm so over seasonal content.
Tired of seasonal resets, and most of all, they're tired of complete silence. And silence is the real killer right now. Nobody knows what's coming. If you're on Anniversary, you have no idea if there will ever be a TBC era server. If you're playing on a Mob Classic, you don't know if Blizzard will even bother continuing Progressive Classic past this expansion. Why would anyone invest hundreds of hours into characters, raids, or PvP when they don't even know if their progress will matter long term? That is why so many people end up leaving, and that's exactly why private servers started booming.
Yep.
So here's my take on what Blizzard is actually doing. All these experiments, MOP Remix, MOP Classic Season of Discovery, and Legion Remix are just tests. Blizzard is throwing things at the wall to see what sticks, and the results are starting to look very clear. Progressive Classic doesn't have legs past Wrath. That might be the end of the line, and honestly, maybe that's fine.
Yes,
Because
it is.
think about it, if Blizzard decides to stop Progressive Classic at Wrath, what are we left with? We've got Vanilla Era, TBC Era, and Wrath Era. That's the original trilogy. The
Yep.
versions WoW most people hold close to their hearts, and those could exist as permanent.
This is what I'm hoping as well, by the way. To be a byproduct of Anniversary. They're doing Anniversary now to fix their mistakes, and I'm gonna call them mistakes. Not having TBC Era was a mistake. That being said, it might actually get Anniversary to be more hype now due to not having TBC Era. So maybe it was a mistake, but maybe it's a mistake they actually benefit from in the long term, especially now. Because a bunch of people playing Anniversary, they're calling it TBC Waiting Room. And a lot of those people might also want to play Wrath at some point. So what if we get a TBC Era spinning off from Anniversary, and we also get a Wrath Era spinning off from Anniversary? But when TBC comes out, you can choose to stay in Classic Era, or progress to TBC, or copy your character and do both. The same option we got back when TBC came out in 2021. And when Wrath comes out, same thing. Stay in TBC Era, go to Wrath, you can like make one choice for free, or pay for a copy and do both. And then when Wrath ends, you stay in Wrath era. Huh? That way you can use the same character, by the way. If you pay for the copy, you can have the same character in Classic era, TBC era, and Wrath era, and play those games whenever you want to. And then we get Classic Plus. The only thing is, once again, that is a long, long time away. In that case, Classic Plus is over 2 years away, so that would be kind of sad. It's like 2.5 years away, maybe even 3 years away. Oh no, dude. Classic Plus 2029, actually? Oh, I guess that would be symbolic, because like 10 years into Classic. So like, 10-year anniversary, we finally get Classic Plus. It would be very symbolic, but at the same time, please no.
Servers for anyone who wants to live in them forever. That covers the nostalgia crowd, the people who don't want anything at all.
Don't call it Classic Era since you already have that. Call it Anniversary Era. No. What I'm saying is that when TBC comes out, the people on Anniversary get the choice between going to Classic Era and TBC. There's not going to be any Anniversary Era. It's going to be like, yeah, Classic Era is Classic Era, and then TBC Era and Wrath Era. Why the fuck would we have both Classic Era and Anniversary Classic Era? There's no point in having two different sets of Classic Era. To me, that just becomes too much. I don't think Anniversary Era should be a thing for vanilla. I think when TBC comes out, you either go to actual Classic Era, or you go to TBC Anniversary.
Oh. And then, alongside those era servers, Blizzard could finally roll out Classic Plus. That's the model that makes sense. Permanent homes for players who love vanilla, TBC, or Wrath, and a growing, evolving Classic Plus for those who want to see Azeroth fleshed out with further content, without, turning it into retail. And here's the thing, Classic Plus doesn't even need to be a massive write out from the gate, even if it's Blizzard launched it with just fraction of what private servers like Turtle WoW managed to add, it would still blow up. Why? Because it would be official, it would be safe, it would be tied to your Blizzard subscription, and it would be permanent. That's all it would take to get people flooding in. Retail players would try it just to see what's the hype is about. Anniversary players would jump in. Hardcore fans would check it out. Even people who have been burnt out on Wrath or Mop would probably give it a shot. The accessibility and the legitimacy alone would make it explode in popularity. And the beauty of it is that it wouldn't need to be perfect on day one. As long as players know it's a permanent world that will grow and evolve over time, they'll invest themselves in it. That's the magic that Blizzard has been missing. But let's be real. The biggest problem right now isn't even the content itself, it's the silence. Blizzard's total lack of communication is doing more damage than any bad patch ever could. Yep. Players can forgive buggy raids, imbalanced specs, or even questionable design decisions. What they can't forget is not knowing whether their time actually matters. So think about it. Imagine spending months grinding out raid gear, not knowing if your character will even exist in a year from now. Imagine farming honor and battlegrounds in a PvP system that feels busted, not knowing if it's gonna be wiped or replaced. Imagine joining a guild or building a community, putting in real time and effort, only to find out later that everything you've worked for is temporary. That's what's driving people away. Not the gameplay, not the graphics, not even the age of the game. It's the complete uncertainty. Silence kills motivation faster than anything else. So, Blizzard, if you're listening, I doubt it because I'm a really, really small content creator. This is the part for you. Talk to us. That's all it would take to turn this ship around. Give us a roadmap, tell us what the plan is. If TBC era servers are coming, say it. If Wrath era servers are in the pipeline, confirm it. If Progressive Classic is ending, be upfront about it. And if Classic Plus is in the works, even if it's in years, just admit it. Players don't need every little detail. They just need to know their time isn't wasted.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. The thing is, I've been asking for this for years as well, for Blizzard to be better at communicating. It's never going to happen, like, sadly. They could definitely do a better job than they currently are, for sure. And that could even be realistic to ask as well, for them to do a slightly better job. But we're asking for a 5%. Like, here's the thing. If they said anything right now, it would be a massive upgrade, because they are shutting up and burying their head in the sound, in the sound, really, in the sand, big time. They're actively hiding from speaking to people. It's like, we're going to them and asking them regular questions, and they run at full speed away from us. They are scared right now, and all it would take is literally a little bit of communication. How is this so hard? How is communicate? You know? You know? I'm mad.
Right now, people are quitting not because they hate Classic, but because they don't know if the hours they put in will mean anything in the long run. And a bit of honesty, a bit of transparency would go further than any new patch or event.
Yeah.
Communication is free, and it's one thing that Blizzard refuses to give us. And that is what's killing the hype.
Yep.
That's what's killing the trust, and honestly, that's what's killing Classic right now. So let's be real with you guys for a second. I love this game. I've been playing World of Warcraft for years, and I've poured thousands of hours into Azeroth. The memories, the friendships, the raids, the communities, they mean a lot to me. Just like they do to so many of you. That's why I'm even making this video in the first place, because I don't want Classic to fade away. But it's getting harder and harder to defend Blizzard when they stay silent. I'm not afraid, to be honest, even if it's not what Blizzard wants to hear. I'll always keep it respectful, but I'll always keep it real. And the reality is, if Blizzard doesn't start communicating soon...
Oh, dude, I'm not even keeping it respectful, by the way. Blizzard hates us, I'll hate them right back. Like, if they're going to disrespect us, their player base, paying them money, I'm going to disrespect them right back. Blizzard, sincerely, fuck you.
Classic is in danger, for sure. Not because the love of the game is gone, not because people don't want to play, it's because the trust is slipping away. And once that's gone, it's almost impossible to rebuild. So here's the bottom of the line. Classic Plus is the future. It's what the community has been asking for. It's what could keep WoW alive for another decade. And one thing and one move Blizzard can't make that would actually bring everyone back. But Blizzard has to stop dragging their feet.
Yeah.
Silence kills hype, silence kills trust, and silence kills games. Communication alone could save Classic right now, and if Classic Plus really is on the horizon, it could be the rebirth this game desperately needs. So, Classic is at its crossroads. This could be the end of Classic as we know it, or it could be the beginning of something even bigger. It all depends on Blizzard's next move, and I really hope they make the right one. So thanks for sticking through this japping session of mine. I'm kind of new to this, so yeah. But you know, if you got thoughts about what Classic Plus should be, talent tweaks, new zones, permanent servers, whatever it is, please consider dropping them in the comments, because I'll be reading them. And if you want to hang out more, I'm live 5 days a week on twitch.tv/bajan2k, or over, you can tweet me at x.com/bajan2k. And I'll see you in Azeroth.
Hell yeah,
Bye-bye.
dude. That was a good yap session, by the way. I'll leave a comment on the video as well. Good yap session. Good yap sesh. Yeah, that was a good video, by the way. I agree with many of those points. Like, once again, I feel like the silent treatment right now does more harm than good, and I can maybe understand a little bit about why they're doing it, because they believe that this is a good way to hype up the game. They see that their content creators are leaving their game to play old school RuneScape. They see that the content creators that are left, they are negative right now. They're talking about the drama, talking about the mistakes Blizzard are doing, and just people are doomsaying a lot, myself included, but for good reason. All of this negative shit is happening, and the only communication we get from Blizzard is them filing a lawsuit against Turtle WoW involving RICO charges or RICO charges in the lawsuit, trying to take down Turtle WoW, sending a cease and desist to Project Epoch, ceasing and desisting Everlook, and now TBC 5-man, a small TBC server as well. They're taking down options that players are going to, while not providing a better alternative, and all people are asking for is communication about what Blizzard is actually doing and what they're cooking, and for rightful reasons, people are worried about letting Blizzard cook in peace, because last time they made Nightmare Incursions, which actively killed that version of the game. Nightmare Incursions in Phase 3, we have never seen raid numbers go from so high to so low in one singular patch ever, I believe. It went from being about 300k down to about 50 or 40k at the lowest. Maybe even less as well, I'm not really sure about the numbers, but like, it went down a lot. So, you ask us why we don't just let you cook? That's why. Every time you cook, you burn the house down. It's bad. But yeah, good video either way.